Hey everybody, hope you are doing great today. Want to share some really simple wisdom that my 14-year-old son at the time dropped on me about overthinking life outside of work, work-life balance, and this whole 3-day weekend, 4-day work week concept. I was talking to them about the idea that at times I felt I was moving away from work and trying to just get to this 3-day weekend, or I was trying to run towards something or run from something, or should it be a 4-day work week or a 3-day weekend? How do I explain to people what's exciting about this? And he said really simply, Dad, I've never had a bad 3-day weekend. I have had a bad 4-day school week. I said, okay, that's pretty straightforward. And as much as I, and hopefully you, enjoy the work that we do, and we make a difference in the world, and we help people, and hopefully get paid well for that, there's just the basic concept that most of what's exciting to us, that is enjoyable to us, the relationships we enjoy most, the freedom we enjoy most, usually happens outside of work. And so while on one hand, we don't want to be running from work so much so that it is just all about not working more than 4 days, and then we fail to bring the energy to actually plan an awesome 3-day weekend, we can look at it and say, look, if the 3-day weekend is the main focus, not the 4-day work week, but the actual 3-day weekend and the time with our loved ones, the time doing activities we enjoy, the time just to relax and be, and yes, maybe even chill and Netflix, or Netflix and chill, and play PlayStation or video games or whatever it needs to be, allowing ourselves that time to understand that so much of what we do in life is goal-oriented and it's focused towards something, and there's stakes at risk. Well, am I going to have this happen? Am I going to succeed at this? And there's pressure. And sometimes that can be fun, kind of like playing sports where the act of doing it and the pressure is this good pressure. But when that pressure builds up for too long, when there's too much at stake, when we don't have the time to relax and recharge, when we don't have time with family, friends, and fun, when we find ourselves using TV as just a coping mechanism of just coming home, just exhausted and just crashing in front of the TV and hoping that some series is going to numb us from the fact that we just don't feel like we're doing what we want to be doing with our lives. Or if we find that any sort of substance, whether it's alcohol or drugs or just overdoing anything, is getting in the way of us enjoying what could be this diverse and wonderful experience of life, I'm going to suggest to you that focusing on the 3-day weekend first, or your 2-day weekend, if you currently have a 2-day weekend and that's what you got, focusing on that weekend first is going to make things a lot better for you and a lot more enjoyable. And so what I would suggest to you is think about what is it you do on your most enjoyable weekends. And especially if you've experienced a 3-day weekend, if you've gotten, whether because of a company holiday or a national holiday, you've been able to do that, think about what you enjoy most doing. What do you do during that time? And write that down and simply look at your calendar and see in the next 9 weeks, the next 12 weeks, how many times can you do that? How often can you make room for that in your schedule? It can be that simple. A lot of people make this a lot more complex than it needs to be. They talk about they need to take a course. And yes, I have courses. They talk about they need to go through this long process, and you can do that. It took me 22 years to figure it out because I was really kind of uncertain of what I wanted. Or you can just kind of decide that, this is important to me. My life outside of work is more important than my life inside work. Family, friends, relationships are more important. And so I'm going to make sure that I have time for that, and also that I have the energy for that, that when I reach the weekend, I'm not just falling into the weekend and spending 2 days recovering or 3 days recovering or 1 day recovering, but I'm actually reaching my first day of my weekend, whether that's Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and I'm energized. I'm ready to do stuff. Let's have some fun. And I'm going to suggest to you that that's going to come through conscious planning and having exciting enough stuff happening on the weekends that you're willing to fund these things, that during the week that, sometimes you might be doing work that you don't enjoy, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's something that's keeping you excited about what's going to happen on the weekend. And even if you're not currently doing the work you enjoy most, even if you're not currently making the income you'd most like to make, that on your weekends, as much as possible, you can make time to relax, to enjoy, and to be present with life. And if anything is getting in the way of that, if your current job is getting in the way of that, if your overspending is getting in the way of that, look at what those things are and see what you can do to shift those. So again, you can be more present and enjoy as much as possible, as much time in your life with the people you care about most and doing the activities you enjoy most. I hope you find this helpful. If you'd like support with this, there's a community of people who are working towards making this happen in their lives. You can join this community for free at 3dayweekendclub.com. As always, I look forward to helping you make a greater impact in the world, but also enjoy your life more, make more money in less time, doing what you do best so you can better enjoy your family, your friends, and your life. Thanks so much for listening.